Welcome, listeners and viewers. This is the Goal is Swole podcast, and I am the host, Elijah Vargas. This is the show where we talk to students about sports, lifting, their lives outside of school, and their plans for the future. I have a background in lifting, running, and also wrestling. Today we're going to be talking with Morrison MCCLOUD, a football player, and he's planning on going to Benedictine University. He's going to talk to us about he's going to talk to us about football, he's going to talk to us about lifting, he's going to talk to us about Batman, and he's going to talk to us about his mindset.
It's like our family business has been there since like 1904, which is like really crazy.
Dude, that's awesome. That's cool.
Like it started out as like a pest control company.
Hey guys, this is the Goal is Swole podcast. I'm Elijah Vargas. Can you introduce yourself?
Hey, my name is Morrison MCCLOUD.
Awesome. Can you tell us a little about yourself? I know you play football, and what else is going on in Morrison MCCLOUD world?
Nothing quite much really. I go to Bartlett High School, as you know. I'm pretty good friends with Elijah.
Yep.
I played football throughout high school. I did wrestling for about a year, unfortunately, because of COVID.
Yeah.
But then after high school, I'm gonna go to Benedictine University for all the visual people. I'm wearing it. I'm gonna go pursue football there as well, playing defensive end, and then majoring in business analytics.
Oh, business analytics. That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
So I actually met him in wrestling. I was similar to him where I didn't after COVID hit, I didn't really come back. But after the COVID year, I eventually came back my junior year, and I was very, very rusty. But yeah, I don't know. I find it kind of interesting. You just like grew up because you were like before you were like real skinny.
Yeah, wrestling.
But you were a really, really good wrestler, honestly.
I did not think of myself as a good wrestler at all. I was 6 foot, 130 pounds, and then kind of COVID, I just put on weight. Really.
Yeah. I mean, I think everyone kind of did, honestly.
Yeah.
So we're wrapping up this school year. If you had to describe your school year in one word.
Oh, that's hard. I would say fulfilling. Very fulfilling.
That's awesome. Okay, can you explain why though?
Yeah, it was fulfilling because I got to meet a lot of people, got to meet a lot of teachers, coaches. I made a lot of great memories throughout high school.
That's really cool. I like that. I think it's our senior year, and I really feel like I met a lot of people that like I didn't meet any of the previous years, which is it's kind of weird because we've been with them for 4 years. But
yeah.
We have such a big school that it's kind of we just run into more and more people every year. You get put in different classes, right? It's kind of crazy. So you said fulfilling. So you're satisfied with how the school year went?
Oh, I'm very satisfied. I'm very satisfied in how things turned out. Really, mostly because I made a lot of new people. That kind of like too stunned to speak. Really.
Yeah.
It's kind of shocking that we graduate on Saturday.
Oh my God. Yeah, tell me about it. That's crazy. It felt like a dream, honestly, right? That we're not gonna see any of these people again. I mean, we're definitely gonna see some, but like,
for sure,
all together in one place, it's just I don't think it's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
It's wild.
After graduation. So I want to get into like your kind of like your base, like your background.
Okay.
So, how old were you when you started playing sports?
I started playing sports at like a very young age. I was playing football, baseball. I played a bit of hockey for a minute. I wasn't too good. Those are probably definitely my top three. I played baseball for a good minute, and then football. I got taken out at a young age because I got a concussion.
Yeah.
And then my mom said, no more football, 7th, 8th grade. And then my dad was like, you're going to go to football freshman year. So I'm so glad I did.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was, who was I talking to? I was talking to, during the Junior and Matt episode, I was talking to them about how, like, the football team is probably, like, one of the best teams to start, to join, because it's just, there's a like, a family aspect. I know you guys talk about that a lot, but.
Yeah, it's just a great brotherhood that I'm so happy that Vuk kind of like put that together.
Yeah, I honestly love it. I since my freshman year, I wished that I was in football because you guys like
you guys come out and like you're so cool and like everybody's friends, and it just, I don't know, man. It's just like a different kind of energy, and you're like, you bring each other up, and you all come out of football and you're like super built and just like strong. It's just like scary to be around, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's awesome. I love it.
It definitely doesn't compare to like the years before us that those guys were like men.
Yeah, they come out looking like they're 30.
Oh my God! There's this one player that was on our football team that I forgot his name, but he took like 3 Advil before every game, or like just a handful of Advil.
Yeah, I think I heard about. I think it was like Michael Moreno.
That's what it was.
Oh, that was him? Yeah.
Michael Moreno. Yeah, he did that too. Dan Angelone. That was his name.
Oh, yeah.
Dan Angelone. He was a scary guy. Oh, my God.
Yeah, so what initially got you into sports?
Definitely my dad got me into sports as well as my mom. Yeah, we were just playing catch in the yard with a baseball, football, and just kind of messing around. And NFL really got me into football. So.
Okay, so you actually pay attention to professional sports, you would say?
A bit of here and there. I paid attention more to the Bears, if anything.
Yeah. So you're paying attention to the Bears. Do you like apply what you see on their field to like what you do in your games?
Oh yeah, for sure. I was listening to some of like Justin Fields stuff, and then I got a buddy, Tommy, that kind of fills me in on everything I missed. So it's just about like the mindset that you gotta embrace for football.
Tommy Lindgren?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just met him this year. He's one of the people that I just met this year. I met him this year in my stats class because I swapped semesters. So I swapped periods. So now I'm in first period stats, and I got Tommy in my class.
Oh,
and he loves my podcast. He talks about it every day. And I don't know, he's such a nice person to be around.
Yeah, he's a huge sports nut.
Yeah.
Like, probably one of the biggest people that like are into sports that I've met.
Yeah. I think he's a cool guy. I love it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, transitioning out of sports, what got you into lifting?
Ooh, what got me into lifting? I want to say it's around COVID year. It was me and my buddy Will. We were kind of like, dude, let's just get off our ass and just do something. And then, because I kind of had like your home, I had like an in-home gym with like a bench and like some weights. And I was like, you know what, this isn't enough for me. I kind of got to expand my horizons. And I went to Export in South Barrington, and that's where I stayed for about a year. So
where'd you end up now?
I'm at Charter Fitness.
Charter.
So it's a really great place. A lot of people I know go there.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that go there. So my very, very first episode, I was talking to Dom Malachi, and I think you're in the same friend group, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think he was talking about the same exact thing, that like you guys it was like the COVID year, and you just decided, you know, we're gonna do something.
Yeah.
We're gonna get big, and we're just we're gonna all bring each other. We're gonna drag each other to the gym.
Oh, for sure.
I love that mindset. I think it's amazing.
I mean, because like starting year of, let's say 2022, it actually was 2022. I couldn't bench 135, and that was basically my body weight. I was like, I gotta get bigger, and for football too.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like I honestly I don't really PR that much when I'm in the gym, because I do it mostly for to strengthen my mind instead of I like strengthening my body, but I think it comes together, you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
So when I lift, it's more of like repetition and struggle. I look at it as like I'm struggling, and it's making me stronger. So yeah, I don't really go for PRs because I feel like that's a goal, and if I struggle to hit that goal, I might give up.
Agreed.
So I don't know, that's the way I kind of look at it. But
yeah, totally understandable. I get it.
Do you max out when you're in the gym?
I max out probably once every couple months. I just focus on repetition and like contraction, especially with the fibers. Like that's so important.
Of course, yeah. I do the same thing. I just like whenever because I'm in team sports, whenever Suluco takes us into the weight room, I make it a point to max out with Malachi.
Oh.
Yeah, whenever I'm with Malachi, he's like, yeah, you got to set up the bench, man. we're gonna hit like 225 to whatever it is.
Dom's a good guy. Man,
Yeah.
I love that kid.
He's awesome. He should have won, honestly. I'm gonna be humble and I'm gonna say he should have won prom king.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so what is your reason for lifting? I know I explained mine, but for what reason do you lift?
My main reason is definitely body dysmorphia because I've struggled with that for a long, long time, and ever since then I still feel kind of like small and kind of like kept up in myself.
I think you've definitely made it, dude.
I mean, like, to other people, I get it all the time, like, whoa, you're huge, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, it's just like in myself, I look in the mirror, I just feel the same. It's kind of like, whatever.
Yeah, I see what you mean. What's it called? Have you seen, like, I don't know if it's a meme or something, but it's talking about, like, where people that go to the gym, they start off going to the gym and they look in the mirror and they see themselves as small.
Yeah.
But, like, that never changes because they always want to be bigger. They always want to be, like, the most healthy, most, like, well put together person that they can be.
No, yeah, totally understand.
You agree with that?
Oh, totally agree.
Do you perform better in the sports that you do? So, like, football, I know you said baseball. I don't know if you still do that.
No.
But do you perform better in those sports because you lift?
Oh, 100%. Football, it's all about the contact and player versus player. It's all about beating the other person, get hit or be hit. So that's why I always like defense because I always got to hit people. So much better than being hit, I'll tell you.
Yeah. I get that. I love contact sports, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, games like golf just bore me.
Oh, totally. Oh, my God.
Same with, wait, did you play soccer? You said you played soccer a little.
Or I played a little bit of soccer when I was, like, a little kid.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, but soccer, we play in gym. It's too, like, ending a game in a tie is, like, I could never do that.
Yeah, no.
Like, I need a win. I need like a... It's like binary for me. I need a win or I need to lose. There's no in between.
There's no tie.
Yeah. So how would you were talking about that a little before, but how does your lifting contribute to your football performance specifically?
Like, for football, it's all about exploding, like explosive movements. So in the gym, we practice a lot of that, like go slow down and then explode on the bench, kind of go slow on the squat, explode. Football was just like a very explosive kind of sport that you had to practice for.
Did you ever, you're talking about explosiveness, that makes me think of like sprinting. So did you ever like think about, maybe not sprinting for track, but have you ever like seen how fast like your times are and stuff like that?
I think it was earlier in the year, maybe like start of semester 2 for gym. Like we did this 100-meter relay or something. I forgot the time, unfortunately. But I'd say I'm probably about like average because I'm tall and lengthy.
Yeah.
So
sometimes that gives you an advantage though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it depends on like, especially for short distance, that's where like our kind of people thrive because we got like longer legs.
No,
and we're more muscular, but you know, like I went into long distance and I finally realized my senior year when I gained like 15 pounds that it's really not for me, you know. It's really not. Like I just got like a lot slower.
In football, oh my God, all you do is just run sprints.
Yeah.
And then G Money, he was on your podcast. Whenever you did like a drill incorrectly or like talk back to him, he's like, "Go grab a leaf." So we had to run from the football field to the tree. Oh, I forget the road.
Petersdorf?
Yes, Petersdorf. We had to go grab a tree leaf. And then one time, I grabbed the tree leaf. I brought it back to G, and he's like, "I don't like this one." So then he made me go grab another.
Oh, man. I like that. That's kind of cool, actually. Yeah. But this gotta suck when you're in, like, in the moment. This gotta suck.
Full pads. Oh, my God. Terrible.
I remember, I don't know if you were there, my freshman year, very first summer camp, wrestling summer camp I went to.
Mm.
Yeah, actually, I don't think you were there.
No.
But G had us all come outside, 2 teams. I think you probably heard this story. So he drove around Petersdorf and he came up to the entrance by like the baseball fields, and he put the car in neutral.
Oh.
And yeah, and so we ran all the way around. We followed the car and we had to push the car all the way up. What's that? Tail and drive? I don't know what
Was it by the neighborhood or?
We had to push it. No, we had to push it all the way from that street by what's it called?
I'm not very good with streets.
The street by the baseball fields, that side. We had to push it all the way up and then up the hill where the like parents pick up. So we had to push it all the way up there. And that was like one, and we had to do a bunch of.
Wow. Oh man.
It was a race too, because we did it with 2 cars and the 2 teams.
I remember wrestling, running the stairs in the weighted vests, and then didn't we have to carry somebody up at a point on the main stairs? That was brutal.
I think I had like Angel once, and that was like
no.
I was like, man, that sucks.
I remember me and Nico were in it. Like,
oh, I forgot Nico wrestled.
Yeah, he wrestled for a minute, and then he was like,
he got big too.
Yeah, he got huge. Oh my god. I think he benches like 295 or something.
My gosh.
I'm like, how the hell?
Beast. It's like you, Zach, Nico.
Zach's huge.
Just got
what a guy.
Became monsters.
Dude.
By the time you came back, like.
Man, Zach, I idolize that kid. That kid's, he's got a direct mindset.
Yeah.
He knows what he wants. He knows what he's doing.
I could, like, when I look at him, I just get that energy off him. I could just tell.
Yeah.
He knows what he wants.
He's a big guy, dude.
Yeah. Like, you don't get that big on accident, honestly.
No, hell no.
Yeah. So, one of the things I wanted to ask you, do you listen to music when you lift?
Oh, 100%.
So, what would you say is like your PR song?
Oh, my PR song? Oh. I actually have my gym playlist on. I gotta look at this.
He's gotta do a little research.
I do.
A little research. Would you say it's like, what genre would it be?
Definitely like funk. You know that?
Funk. Oh, yeah.
I got into that. And
I was talking about that with Isaiah.
Yeah.
He's big into that.
I introduced that to Will, and he was like, oh my god. God, I can't even think of one.
There's a lot of really good funk songs.
Oh,
songs. There are a lot on TikTok, though, right? Yeah.
Dude,
that's what I know it from.
Yeah. That's how I got in. I was like, what the?
Yeah. When I need to make like a short clip for TikTok, Instagram, whatever, I go straight to funk because those songs like hit hard, bro.
They do.
They're crazy. So we're talking about PR music. What are your PRs right now?
Oh, my PR. I want to say about April, end of April, I hit about 240 on bench for one. I had Carson spot me, so I was kind of like, oh. My squat, kind of lacking. It's about like 330, 335, something around there.
That's still pretty solid.
Yeah, then my deadlifts are whatever. I haven't really maxed out on deadlifts. I don't really deadlift as much as I should.
Yeah.
But I deadlifted, I want to say 370 in gym. And then my hand clean. Oh, I'm so excited. Tomorrow I'm going to PR on hand clean. Hoping for 225.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
that's something to brag about.
Hell yeah.
Dang.
I hand cleaned 215 start of May, so kind of hoping.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I could go over like 135. Like
it's brutal. But I had first period gym, and then that kind of threw me off, and then I was just dialed in. I had everybody surrounding me. I didn't even see them, and then I just kind of went, and then I was like, "Ooh!" I guess
that was for the 215.
215.
Yeah. Okay. So you haven't hit 225. Good luck with that, honestly.
Thanks, man.
It's good. That's gonna be crazy.
Hard.
I want to see a clip when you do it. Honestly.
For sure.
Whenever you do it.
I gotta see how I'm feeling that day too.
So I don't know if you're shooting for. I mean, you're talking about that PR. Mm-hmm. What's like your current like lifting goals?
Current lifting goals. I want to say by the end of the year, I want to get close to like 300 bench, and then a 405 squat because I know Nico wants to get a 405 squat, and then just an overall better deadlift because I gotta train deadlift way more.
Yeah, I was deadlifting with Robert Robbie Stankus, you know him?
Yeah.
So yeah, we were doing trap bar deadlifts. This was a long time ago in gym. This is like probably the beginning of the semester, but
Gotcha.
we were just messing around. And dude, I didn't know that like when you trap bar deadlift, it's way easier.
Oh, 100%.
It's like we were hitting like 4 something, dude, like 425 something.
Damn.
But
I haven't trap bar deadlift in a minute.
yeah, the only thing is like once you get that high, there's not enough space on the bar. You just start running out. So, if you had to choose between like dumbbells, kettlebells, barbells, which would you choose?
Definitely dumbbells, 100%. You can do basically anything with dumbbells. Kettlebells, I don't really train that much with,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't know that as much. Barbells, they're good for like deadlift, squat, bench,
Olympic.
row. Yeah, Olympic lifts, more or less.
You get more of a stretch with dumbbells, right?
100%.
Yeah. So one of my clips of one of my workouts out there. I was doing everything with the barbell, and then one of the guys in the comments said you should start doing dumbbells.
Yeah.
Which I've been doing ever since. And I honestly I feel a difference. Like I feel my chest getting bigger already.
You feel more depth when you dumbbell
Yeah,
bench.
100%,
At
dude.
least to me.
Yeah, I think I prefer it now. Honestly,
I would.
going back to like the only time I do like with the bar is if I'm trying to PR.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Also, like I started doing decline bench, and that's kind of hard too.
I've never heard of like the people actually doing decline. What does that like work? Like upper or lower chest?
I think it's like lower.
Gotcha.
It's pretty hard though. It's definitely something like you gotta get used to, but once you can, I think you can bench a little more than like you can when you're doing like incline.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Huh.
But
I gotta try.
I haven't really tried it, so I haven't really tried throwing on a lot of weight.
I was gonna say I've never tried that.
I do like one. What's it when you have like 255? I do about like 255
On a decline?
Yeah, on a
Holy
decline.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I just do that a few times, and it I feel it. It's like after doing like dips and stuff, I feel it.
Yeah.
So I know that you messaged me about it. Started doing forearm workouts. Can you lift that up?
Yeah, I'm kind of like fidgeting with the forearm workout.
So how have those been going? Curious.
I just do forearms on like my back and bicep day, cause when I like do biceps, I kind of feel more in my forearms as well.
Yeah.
So like I do reverse curls.
Yes.
Reverse curls are great.
Yes.
And then I just kind of like roll off the easy bar on my fingers, and I just curl up, so like I get the inside. I don't know the muscle for the forearm. And I just kind of like work out with like this, and then in our gym there's the stick with the weight on it.
Oh yeah.
You go like that.
You're talking about at Bartlett?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do that sometimes as well.
Yeah. No, that stuff is good. I got so I was watching like I think I sent it to you, that Athlete in X video.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he has a bunch of like really good forearm workouts in there, and he has one where it's like, so I don't have cable, so I use this with bands, but you like the cable's like up there towards the top, and you bring it down, and you just like go like this, and it's supposed to be like better for your elbow or something.
I gotta
and
try that.
Like once you go like this, you already feel it like right here.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you just go down. You can see it more because I worked it like a few days ago.
True.
But yeah, that one, and then I think I told you about the forearm workout or the forearm ladder, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you tried that?
Dude, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
It's so hard, dude. It's so crazy.
It gives the burn of your life. I will tell you that.
And then put that. If you superset that with farmer's walks, you're done.
Oh wow. I can only imagine supersetting that with farmers walks.
I do that in here, and I remember I'd post clips of it, and people are like, "Dude, you're only walking like 2 feet."
It's
like,
about the grip strength, more or less.
Like, so I'm walking. You guys can't see it because it's like off screen, but I'm walking around like my whole basement, and I'm doing like a lap, walking to like every corner, and then I'm going back, and they're like, "That's 2 feet." But the forearm. The thing is with the forearm ladder, is you hold the bar under you like this, but it's like straight. It's like straight down.
Yep.
You're holding like a normal barbell, and you're just like twisting, 20 times. And then you reverse curl once. And then 20 more times. And then you reverse curl 2 times. And then you just keep going until failure. Dude, and adding one more reverse curl.
It's so brutal.
I love that like you tried it out and that you liked it.
Because I don't really work out forearms as much as I should. But yeah, I felt great after that. I'm not gonna lie.
Man, even Micah tried it out and he was like, That's like the hardest. How do you farmer walk with 55s after that? Like, yeah,
it's impossible.
It's really I've conditioned myself to do it. So besides farm workouts, what would you say is like your favorite part of, like working out and staying in shape?
My favorite part is probably like pushing myself and like seeing what I'm capable of, but kind of like adding on to that, I would say like my favorite muscle group would probably be my arms, just because like I've been so insecure about my arms since I was like a freshman, sophomore.
Yeah.
Like my arms, no lie, they were probably about like that big, just all skin and bones, and then I'm just kind of like just spamming arms and.
Yeah, no, they're definitely bigger. They're definitely bigger. Yeah, I see. You're so, dude. Even like Kyvan. And like some of those bigger dudes, man.
Kyvan's huge.
Kyvan's another guy, dude. I need to get him on. I've been saying this forever.
His calves are fat.
His calves are gigantic. His thighs are gigantic. His arms and chest are like massive. Like
what a guy.
He's like a gorilla. Like, honestly, like he gets on the wrestling mat and it's like, oh my god,
he's a beast.
I'm just scared. Honestly, I'm just scared. So when or how did you develop like your mindset that you have right now?
Definitely like, it's gonna sound like corny, but like relationships. Like I've been through some like pretty rough ones, and there's like a few good ones, but definitely kind of like relying on yourself and making the best of what you can do in that moment, and just I just go with the flow more or less.
I get what you mean.
So
I can really. I mean, that's not like a corny thing to say, because that's where a lot of like, especially guys, that's where we build our mindsets off of, because, like you're putting yourself out there, and if you get hurt, that's where you build yourself the most. You know what I mean? Yeah. Can you agree with that?
Oh, 100%.
Okay. So what does having a strong mindset mean to you?
Having a strong mindset means kind of like that you're capable of doing it, and your mind is like a fortress in a way. That like you only think what you can, and I take other people's opinions and I use it to learn, but the negative ones just kind of like make me stronger, I guess, because I know that they're hating in a way, because I'm doing better than them.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. I've gotten a few haters. I mean, I'm not going to call them out, but, like, over the past few weeks, I didn't even know I had haters, honestly. Some of them are just, like, springing up out of nowhere. I don't even know you. You're already talking about me. But
I mean, I definitely got a few because I speak my mind and I speak my opinion.
Yeah.
And my voice. Like, I always speak up rather than not being spoken.
Yes. Like, that's really, really good. That's a good quality to have, I think.
Of course.
Because that's how you know, like, the people that are real and, like, genuine. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Because the people that are, like, real and genuine, like, will tell you what you're doing.
Yeah, and they probably won't hold back.
Oh, yeah, no. Like, they tell you the truth straightforward.
Yeah.
And that's what I do to my buddies to make them, like, to make them progress.
even when like texting you, like I get that vibe off you. Like you don't really like you're not afraid to say certain things, even if like it'll offend certain people.
Yeah, no.
Like
it's definitely like the golden rule in a way.
Yeah.
Because like I treat people how I want to be treated, but if I'm being treated that way, then I just kind of like whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I grow from it.
Another thing is like, so I heard this quote from like he was like a rapper or singer, but he was saying like what people say about you says more about them.
That's true. That is true.
I thought
Wow.
that was like super deep. I thought it was crazy.
That's crazy. I like really joggled my mind there. that's wow. I'm gonna use that.
Yeah, what people say about you says more about them.
Yeah.
So
I
like
can see
what's if they're going out of their way to hurt you, it's probably because they themselves have something just fucked up or messed up.
And
Like,
taking it out on other people
Yeah.
because they don't feel good about themselves.
which honestly, that's a cool way of wording it. Honestly,
True.
it's a crazy way of to think about it.
Yeah.
It I don't know why, but like it came to mind when you were talking about haters earlier. Do you believe that like struggle and like trauma create a strong mentality?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I kind of like been through that as well. Kind of like just like family and friends, just like learning and overachieving it. Like just like the stronger mentality, you just gotta embrace on yourself, and you just gotta do what you gotta do.
I get what you mean. Yeah. So would you allow, because you believe that, would you allow yourself to struggle in order to like build that mentality?
Yes. That's what the gym is really for, because if I can't get the weight, then I was like, all right, well, I'll get it next time, and then I just keep pursuing it until I get that weight, and then it's a new goal.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Because I was literally the beginning of this podcast. That's what I was telling you about. Like that's what my whole thing is. When I'm working out, it's all about struggle for me.
Failure, as like Tom Platz said, he was like, failure's been achieved, and this is where you grow.
Yes, dude. Tom Platz is crazy.
Tom Platz. Have you tried his leg day?
No, dude.
Oh
I'm
my
scared.
God.
I'm scared.
I think my buddy tried his leg day and he like couldn't walk afterwards.
What is he? He doesn't like. I saw a TikTok. I think he said that he did it like twice a month or something.
Yeah, he only squat twice a month.
He only, and it was like only squats, right?
Well, yeah, something like that. And did you see the size of his legs? They're like,
Yeah,
geez.
tree trunks.
Tree trunks. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, no, but he does. What? Can you explain his workout for those that don't know?
It's like very high rep, high set in a way. But the way that Tom Platz does it, he does high weight, high set, high rep. I don't really remember off the top of my head, but there was a video that I saw that was like 15 sets of 20, and then like some people were just doing the bar.
Oh man,
It was brutal. And then they went to the second one and they were just burnt out.
yeah.
So it's definitely like conditioning your legs.
And he'd throw on like hundreds of pounds, right?
Yeah, a lot.
That's as the squatter. No, not even as a squatter. As a spotter, I'd be scared. That's a lot of weight, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Going way past failure. Man, that's crazy.
Failure is where you grow, though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure,
Can't
for
complain.
sure. I 100% agree. Can you share like a personal experience or like challenge that you had to overcome, where like having a strong mindset made a significant difference?
yeah, it was a couple months ago that I'm trying to think. Definitely a couple months ago that I was kind of like feeling out of the gym because it was like day after day. I felt like I wasn't getting any better. I stayed at the same weight. I was like plateaued at like 180 pounds. So I was like, this isn't working. I gotta do something else. And then I kind of like wrote to myself in my text messages, you gotta do the weight. You gotta get it up. You're only stopping yourself, and you're not gonna grow from here. And then now I'm like over like 200 pounds. So I guess it worked.
Yeah. And it's not like 200 pounds fat. Like you're 200 pounds like like
Hopefully muscle.
muscle. Yeah, it's definitely muscle. I don't see an ounce of fat on you, honestly.
Definitely gotta hit legs more though.
Yeah, I think that's a good example of that occurring.
Yeah.
So do you have like any specific? I mean, you were talking about Zach earlier. Wait, no, yeah, was it Zach?
Zach.
Yeah. Well, do you have any like specific mentors or outside influences that like contributed to your mindset?
Yeah. Definitely like my very close friends like Zach, Will. I've known those buddies for a long time. And we're kind of like all on the same like thread for the mindset as like lift the weight, stop being a little bitch.
Yeah.
Much. So that's basically it, because we all lift weights, we all hit PRs, we all hit our goals, and it's only further from there. The sky's the limit.
Of course. So if I had like any of those other guys on this podcast, do you think they'd have like similar answers?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, that's cool. So how will your mindset help you achieve your goals in the future?
Because mostly just because just kind of like going with the flow in a way, and then just keep repetition, keep getting better, and then just going on from there, really.
I think there's an extent to which going with the flow is beneficial, but if you go with the flow too much, you know, like you're kind of explaining. I mean, you know, like the metaphor like being a feather in the wind.
Yeah.
You don't want to completely be that. You gotta like make sure you gotta make stuff happen for you.
That's
you
true.
know what I mean?
No, I get what you're saying.
That's kind of like my mindset. So yeah, like if I want something, I kind of
go grab it.
Yeah, I've started doing that. Like that's how this whole podcast started.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am as well. Come to think of it,
it's more of a balance for you.
Very much so.
That's cool. that's a good mindset to have. So how do people conquer their fears?
Oh, so I got a great fear of like snakes. So
yeah.
I don't know, just like kind of like ease into it, like every little step. Like for me, snakes is like I won't even go near them. But like for me in the gym, being kind of like afraid to not hit the weight is only like a process of me learning to get better, get stronger, eat more, hydrate. Like it's all the little steps that conclude to the big step.
Yeah, and to the point where you're not afraid because
Right.
you're strong enough to lift it with ease, right? That's good.
Absolutely.
So we're talking about fears, right?
Yep.
And I'm thinking, you know, like you're a big. For those that don't know, he's a big like Batman fan.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's a huge Batman fan, and you know, fear is like a huge role that was played with Batman. So, would you attribute like part of your mindset to Batman?
I guess in a way, I was actually gonna wear my Batman shirt here. But yeah, he just does what he does. Kind of like I watched all like the cartoons and stuff, and when he was going against Darkseid, gonna sound like a nerd here, but he kind of just read off like this passcode to like disarm a bomb, or like what was it? To arm a bomb. That's what it was on his planet, and then he just like straight up, he just doesn't fear anything. That's what I'm trying to be like.
Yeah, I think he went from like being afraid of like bats.
Yeah.
To like
that's how it was.
To like literally nothing, right?
Mhm.
I think that's crazy.
He's a cold dude.
So you're gonna go from being afraid of snakes to not being afraid of anything.
Hopefully, at some point.
At some point.
Definitely that, and like a fear of heights or like falling.
Yeah.
And like that seems kind of like weird because I'm like tall, but like I'm like scared of ladders. Surprisingly. Yeah. Like I'm just like scared. Like one day I'm gonna get to the top and like it's gonna all fall over and then blah blah blah.
That's rational though. That's a rational fear, I think. So when did you were talking about you watched the cartoons and stuff. When did you start watching and being a fan of like Batman?
Ever since I was a kid. Like I went as Batman as Halloween like every other year or something. And then like I was just like a huge fan of Batman. Like I had the Batmobiles, I had the Batman Legos. Yeah, I just have a whole bunch of like stuff of like Batman in my room.
That's really cool. I think a lot of guys. I think there's like a really big movement with, especially like masculine men.
That's true.
With
That's true.
Batman. Just liking Batman.
That's true. And I feel like a lot of people like nowadays, like this generation, like don't really agree with that. But there's like this small fraction of the population that's like masculine, and like the other part just like doesn't really care. And I'm trying to be like a part of that small percent.
Yeah, it's a good frame to have because.
Agreed.
I mean, it's kind of like the way it's like traditional, and it's kind of like the way that societies have functioned for so long.
Yeah.
That like it's what we know works.
Yeah.
Speaking of Batman, which Batman was like your favorite? So you got like, I'm talking about like the movies. Like
the movies. Okay. My favorite Batman movie's got to be The Dark Knight, simply because of Heath Ledger. He did such an amazing job.
Yes.
Like that Dark Knight trilogy with Heath Ledger and Bane. What was the actor? It was Tom.
I don't remember.
It's right on the tip of my tongue. But like him as Bane, I just love that entire like, I guess saga you would call it.
Yeah.
And then that, and like I'm a huge fan of like Star Wars. Like my dad and I grew up on it, so we watched like everything together.
Yeah. What do you think of? Okay, so I know like a lot of people hate on like the prequels, but so my favorite movie is number 3 from the prequels. Which one's like your favorite
From Star Wars?
Yeah.
Probably Revenge of the Sith, easily.
Is that number 3?
I don't even remember.
I don't remember. Is that the one where Anakin goes bad?
That's definitely on my list.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So, and then after that, you got with the sequels. They're the sequels, right?
Yeah.
You got the sequels, and I mean those are
okay.
like more modern, so it's like
they're okay. Not really my style.
People hate on them. People say that they're bad, but like at the same time, it's just like. Those are the type of movies that we're used to.
Right.
And, like, even if I go back and look at, like, what was the first one? A New Hope?
Yeah, that was a good one.
If I watch The New Hope, it just feels like...
Darth Vader in that opening scene, man.
Yeah.
Wow. That really sparked, like, my inner child.
Yeah,
I was
honestly.
like, ooh.
Yeah, he came off as such a bad dude. He's just scary, dude. But, yeah, like, no, as I was explaining, like, the visual effects, like, just weren't there.
Yeah.
And it's just, like... I mean, even the storyline was... I mean, it was decent, but... Now we look at, like, those the newer movies, and we're like, those are shit.
Yeah.
They're like, why are they shit? Like, I mean, I'm not defending them, because I know a lot of people...
like them, but...
A lot of people like them and don't like them.
Like,
but
Rogue One wasn't terrible. Like, I got to give it that. It wasn't that bad.
I'm not a big fan of Rogue One. It was okay.
It was alright.
Even Solo? Yeah, Solo.
It was okay. Solo was
Mandalorian... I haven't watched the newest season.
I haven't either. The first season was pretty great.
I liked it. I think it's a good, like, it's getting into like a more gritty side of like Star Wars. That like everything before it was like PG or PG-13.
Yeah.
But
now it's just kind of like Disney.
Yeah,
I guess, in a way.
So I want to spin back to Batman.
Yeah.
What does Batman like symbolize or like represent for you?
Like I just kind of like idolized Batman as I was like a kid. He kind of looked like a total badass. All just in black. He was in the night. He had like all this. He was like really smart. He was huge. I was just kind of trying to be like that when I was older. So.
Yeah. So he's kind of like a not like a mentor. What's the word for that?
Ooh.
He's kind of like your. I don't want to say idol. I don't know how that's.
No, yeah, I know what you're trying to get at.
Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of like that.
Yeah, it's like just kind of like how Nico is with like Nico is.
Nico and Spider-Man is crazy.
Wow.
Dude. Yeah.
What a. his biggest Spider-Man nut.
I always thought it was funny. Like even at like when we used to wrestle, coming with like a Spider-Man shirt on.
Yep.
Like,
I remember that.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
That kid is definitely something.
So we're talking about Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably, I like Batman, but I'd have to say I'm on the other side. I like Joker.
Joker?
Yeah. I don't know why. I just like I was thinking about this earlier because I knew we were going to talk about this. I like the chaos archetype.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I completely understand that.
I don't know. I just like. So did you like the new Batman movie?
Oh,
the one that just came out.
I fell in love with it. Yeah. I really did. I just kind of like how it portrayed from Robert Pattinson going from vengeance towards the end of the movie. It goes from, I think it's justice.
I think it came out so good.
Yeah, it was really good job by DC.
Yeah, I loved it. So that's the same thing with me and the Joker that just came out a few years ago. But yeah, dude, it just made you feel like, you know, the Joker just came out and he's just like, he's way more than just a person. He's like a whole idea, and he's like, he just embodies just like,
and like how the people looked up to him because of his like beliefs and stuff.
Yeah,
I thought that was like a really good job.
He did a good job of like having him just embody like chaos. It was just scary, dude.
It was wild.
Starting from like a serial killer to like, by the end he's kind of like, I mean they hint at it, but he's kind of like into organized crime.
Yeah, they're making a new one. Did you see that?
I hope so. No, I haven't seen it.
I think Lady Gaga's gonna be Harley Quinn in that.
That's crazy.
It's like something weird like that.
That would be crazy. Actually, I think I could see her in that role. So what does the Joker represent to you, if I didn't already cover that?
I would say Joker kind of like represents like another version of like people's beliefs, because Batman had his, Joker had his, and Joker was kind of like no justice in a way, kind of like very powerful, but then Batman was kind of like save the city. He wanted to be that heroic type deal.
Yeah, and we hear like that reasoning a lot where, you know, Batman, he's if like the Joker decided to do good,
right?
And the Joker is like if did I get that flip? The Joker is if Batman decided to do bad. You know,
I can see that. I can see that.
They both handle trauma differently.
Mm-hmm.
And I think being a fan of like both, you kind of get like a good understanding of how like trauma can influence and make you stronger.
Yeah, no, I see that a lot actually.
I think I don't know. We in psychology class we took a deep analysis in both characters at the end of the year, obviously, but yeah, I think it gave me a bigger understanding of both characters. I know, very crazy.
Yeah, that makes sense. Who'd you have for psychology?
Bez.
Oh, I had Kurtz. Oh
yeah,
God.
Kurtz.
Kurtz was such an easy A, but I love that teacher. Oh my God.
Kurtz, yeah. Do you think you can be Batman?
Oh boy. I'm definitely not big enough to be Batman yet, but I like his mindset that he has. So maybe, hopefully one day.
Hopefully one day.
Hopefully one day.
Do you think you'll build enough like financial prosperity to
be as rich as Batman?
To be to be Batman?
Hopefully one day. I mean, hopefully. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be
just buy the restaurant that like you're eating at.
Yeah.
Type deal.
I feel like that's more like the movie's rendition, or like the Justice League's rendition of it. Where he's just like
rich guy.
Yeah.
So
his power is that he's rich.
But I also kind of like, I was gonna say I also kind of like that, how he's just like a normal human, but people say his power is like being rich and having a whole bunch of money.
Yeah. Because he just got like endless resources.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask you, what's your favorite like Batman story? So like, you know, there's a lot out there.
Probably like my favorite Batman story would be I kind of like the part where his parents, or his mom and Bruce Wayne died, but then his father becomes like this enraged Batman type deal.
Mm.
Because like he's just insane. He kills people while Batman doesn't really kill people. Like, they have completely different beliefs that I wouldn't see in a way.
Yeah, that's like not the traditional Batman that we know.
Right.
Yeah. I think I've heard of that one. He uses guns too, right?
Yeah, Thomas Wayne.
Thomas Wayne. Yeah. No, I think I saw a video about that once, but yeah, it's crazy. There's a lot of like alternate universes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Injustice and stuff, and like, there's so many characters that come out and they're like, no, Batman or Superman kills, and all those people, all those like other suits, because there's like a split, and like half of them went Batman, half went Superman.
Oh, I do remember that. that.
And yeah, so like Superman's side, they just decide that they're gonna kill people for justice, and Batman's side is, you know, sticking to their beliefs and their baseline morality, and they're like, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna, you know, we're gonna turn people in. We're gonna beat the crap out of them before, but
more or less.
at least we're not worse than the bad guys. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So our school year's like wrapping up. I know I said this at the beginning, but what are your plans for this summer?
My plans for the summer is to like get a whole bunch of money for college. So I'm just gonna be working a lot, hanging out with friends. Hopefully buy Summer Smash tickets, because I'm a big fan of like Suicide Boys and all of them. So, and then I also just kind of want to experience like this huge concert. So I might buy the Summer Smash and then Lala tickets just for fun.
I've never been to one. So where are those like hosted?
Lala, I think, is in somewhere in Chicago. I'm not quite sure. Don't quote me on that. And then Summer Smash is, I think it changes every year, really.
And they've got like everyone, right?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. Like Summer Smash had Kid Cudi, Suicide Boys, Playboi Carti, Uzi, and then I forget the other headliner, but then there's a special Chicago guest, which I think is going to be like Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
Or something.
I mean, I haven't listened to him in a minute, so.
I haven't either, so I think it would be pretty shocking.
Yeah. I don't even know, like, if he does he make new music? I feel like,
Couldn't tell you.
Last song, so there's two songs that I think of when I think of, like, Chance the Rapper.
Mm-hmm.
You got Hot Shower?
I don't remember the name of that.
Hot Shower.
Let's just go with Hot Shower.
Yeah. Hot Shower, and then, you know, PTSD.
Yeah.
Dude, that song's such a
great
vibe.
Great song.
Yeah.
I was still stuck on Batman for a second.
Yeah, no, Batman, dude. Something in the way. Yeah, no, that movie was good.
Yeah.
So, so we're talking about summer. Mm-hmm. I'll move on to, you're going to, what is it? What's
Benedictine University.
Benedictine. So, what's your plan? What are you studying again?
Business analytics.
So, what's your goal for that?
So I have a family business that my dad runs. So he's like the president of the business. So I'm just kind of like, in my life, just kind of take over the business, run it, manage it, make, I guess, loads of money. And then if my kid doesn't want it, I'm gonna sell it. So I just kind of want the business to be like financially stable, do what's best for it. So yeah.
I love that you have like a legacy in mind.
Mm-hmm. Because like our family business has been there since like 1904, which is like really crazy.
Dude, that's awesome. That's cool.
Like it started out as like a pest control company.
Really?
Yeah, McCloud Pest Control, McCloud Services. And then it split into like two branches. So my grandpa, he became McCloud Aquatics, and then my, I guess, uncle kind of like sided with the McCloud Pest Control. So that was pretty neat.
That's really cool. Yeah, man. I don't think our lineage was like all in the same business.
Yeah, no.
I wish. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So, how are you gonna achieve those plans? I know you're talking about college, but how are you gonna achieve these plans?
I'm gonna achieve them by like taking like business management classes, and then in this summer actually, I'm gonna learn about about marketing and a little bit more about accounting because I took some of those classes in school, so I'm kind of familiar with it. But my dad knows a guy that's like really good at advertising and marketing, I guess. So I'm gonna learn a little bit from him. And then I'm just gonna be working out in the field because boss's kid. You always get stuck with the grunt work, so kind of got to suck up to it.
Does he pay you?
Yeah, thankfully.
You better.
Not very much, but
yeah, I mean it's still money,
something.
honestly. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I think that's good to have. Like,
yeah.
A father that is able to give you a job, because then you don't have to worry about like applying and applying. You're gonna get another job, right?
Yeah, something. I work at Woodman's currently, and they pay.
Oh, that's cool.
They pay pretty good.
That's cool. So what I like about what you said is that you're gonna meet somebody that has experience in that field.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the problem with like most things that you learn in school is you're learning from people that learn from a textbook.
Right.
And you're not learning from people that have experience in that field.
Like the real world experience.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I want to get into, like with what I'm going into, because
What are you gonna go into?
I'm going into like criminal justice.
Oh, nice, dude. That's awesome. Why criminal justice?
Long story, but keep it short.
We're on the podcast.
Keep it short. I watched a lot of like cop shows and like, just like FBI stuff and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And, it always got me interested. Not to mention my uncle's a cop, so
so
he watches a lot of these. So
future cop right here.
Possibly.
Oh.
We don't know for sure. We'll see where this road takes me.
That'd be cool.
If this podcast blows up, who knows?
Yeah, that's true.
So I like earlier you were talking about your legacy and how you're gonna possibly have a kid. So you're planning on having kids in the future?
Oh yeah, 100%. My dad kind of like was saying you're not just gonna have one, you're gonna have like 3 or 4. And I'm like, because I got kind of like a small family, so he's like, you gotta make the family bigger, and like there's nobody else that really can, because it's my grandpa, grandma, dad, his brother, and that's about it from McCloud.
Do you have any siblings?
I have 2 younger brothers.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it makes sense that they would talk to you about that. How old
are they?
Yeah,
13 and almost gonna be turning 10.
Okay. Yeah. So you're already like, I'm assuming you're around 18. So yeah, it makes sense that like they're
18 in January.
They're telling the adult that.
Yeah.
So you're planning on having kids. Does it matter like what gender, or like how many kids are you looking for yourself?
I'd say around like 3 is the max for me. Simply because I was an only child for about like a good minute. And then my dad and mom got divorced, so then I was like an only child on my dad's side, and I was kind of like, this kind of sucks. And then at my mom's, there's like a whole bunch of brothers, so I kind of like grew up with them. So I definitely can't have one, but then if I were to have 2, I feel like they'd bicker a lot. So then kind of like 3 is like my top.
Yeah.
And then preferably like 2 boys and a girl, I guess.
Yeah.
Simply because like boys like more familiar.
I think that's ideal, actually.
Right.
I can agree with that. 2 boys and a girl is like, yeah. Yeah, I think that's a sweet spot right there.
Right. And I feel like it could be kind of funny just to have like a girl. That way I could be that father.
Yeah.
Like that boyfriend. Like, where are you taking my daughter?
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Dude.
I feel like that'd just be hilarious.
I know exactly what you mean. We were watching the movie Selena today in Spanish class, and yeah, my friend was like, dude, her dad sucks. He's so strict. I'm like, he's doing what he should be doing.
Yeah, right.
Honestly, he's looking after her.
Gotta
He's
take
like,
care of the kids.
Cause she, dude, there's a scene in that movie where she's just like, she's on stage and she takes off her shirt and it's just her and her bra.
Whoa.
And her dad is like after that performance, he's like yelling at her. And my friend's like, why is he yelling? I'm like, dude, he should be yelling.
Right?
Like, you don't understand. He should be yelling.
I mean, like, that seems like the responsible thing to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, if you're okay with that, that's kind of like weird, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. So what's your goal in life? Whether it's like kids or like your job or like legacy with your business or what is it?
Definitely my goal in life would be like somewhere to live out, like kind of like far in like a forest. Like I've always been kind of like a foresty guy in a way. Just get like a little cabin in like the woods, just away from everybody, so I can like blast music and like ride my ATVs if I have ATVs or something. And then just own like a couple dogs, I guess, to keep me company.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Be kind of like that lumberjacky kind of guy.
Live up in the mountains or something.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
Oh my gosh. Deep in the forest. That's so cool.
Right.
So what values are you planning on teaching your kids?
Just be you, be yourself. Make lots of friends. Kind of like, yeah, just be yourself.
Just be yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm not going to ask that. That's a little
I think you should ask it. I think you should ask it.
To what extent are you going to allow them to be themselves?
Definitely just to the extent where, like, they can provide me, like, grandchildren. That's all I care about. So.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good way of answering that. I'm going to say a lot of people nowadays, they think that having a career is more important than having a family.
Oh, definitely for me, what I've seen my dad go through, that like the family business, you always gotta provide for the employees, make sure they're fed. So like it's kind of like a family within a family.
Yeah.
So the career has always got to be on top, but at least for me.
I think eventually, if you don't have a family, you'll come to realize that.
Right.
That's what matters.
Oh,
I mean, you can say that like a career is what you want, but eventually you're gonna realize like when you're like 40, you have no kids,
just living
no
at
wife,
home by yourself is kind of like depressing.
You're like, who's gonna carry me on? Like who's gonna be my It's
gonna be no more little.
There's no little me's
right
running around this world.
I can't even imagine like children of me. Oh my god, it'd be terrible.
It's a crazy thought. Nah, I think you got it. You're fine.
Hopefully.
Do you have them watch Batman?
100%. 100%.
Have them watch
My
Batman.
kids' rooms are gonna be Batman.
That's so fun. Even the girls.
Hopefully, if she's into that.
She's into that. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So I want to end this podcast with like any advice that you have, whether literally just anything, like life, lifting, whatever.
Some advice that I give is definitely learn from your mistakes, keep moving forward, and dream big. The sky isn't the limit; it's just what you stand on.
So once you get to the sky, you're standing on like the clouds, right? Mm-hmm. And then you just keep looking up. Oh, space. Okay. Now I'm up there. I gotta stand on Earth.
I just go from space from there. I got
Earth.
that from a very like lovable artist that I kind of like fell in love with, Tyler the Creator. I love his music, and that was actually a lyric from his song.
That's cool.
So.
Yeah, dude, we're bringing in like rappers and like song artists as like for wisdom.
That's a good way of putting it.
I did that earlier, but you know, like what I said about people say about you says more about them.
That's true.
I think people should remember that.
100%.
Yeah, don't take stuff so seriously.
Yeah.
And look to the clouds. You know what I mean? That probably sounded hella corny. But you know what I mean? Well, it's been a pleasure having you on.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you guys for listening to this episode of the Goal Swole podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to drop a like. And if you plan on listening to any future episodes, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you can stay up to date on any future episodes. Stay tuned because we're going to be having a lot of very interesting guests coming up these next few weeks after we graduate.